What is up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we got a pretty solid set for you guys, and I'm gonna put up on the screen again. I'm using the same team, leading with ARTICUNO this time for this set, and here are the teams. As you can see, we have, I mean, if you look at those teams, the meta Pokemon are very scarce. Like Registeel only appears once, Giratina only appears once, and Cresselia only appears once. So it's definitely the meta is shifting to like very anti-meta right now. And so I think if you want to win more battles, you need to have Pokemon that can cover against those anti-meta Pokemon. So anti-meta. So that's kind of where I think things are going right now. We have the first team, you know, we got Swampert and Venusaur. Venusaur is like obviously there to counter the Swamperts. Swampert is the one Pokemon that we see twice. That is the one Pokemon that's most common in these teams. And we have more fighters. We got Escavalier, we have Poliwrath, and we have Obstagoon in the last set. And so, yeah, definitely a lot of fighters there. Alolan Muck is a very good pick. I'm still wanting to test one out, but I don't have an Ultra League one. I've been dying to test that one out though. But yeah, so, and Poliwrath. I don't have an Ultra League Poliwrath. There's a lot of Pokemon that I want to try for Ultra League. I just don't have the dust or some of the Pokemon. I do have a Heracross. I did find one. It's like rank 62, so I'm going to work on that one. Maybe I'll test that one out. But I still need a lot of Stardust. But anyways, let's get started. First battle, we have Pecan K, or Pecan... But anyways, they're leading with Swampert, and this is a good lead. If you have a lead with Articuno with Swampert, what I tend to do is I tend to shield the first Hydro Cannon because they will always beat you to that first charge move, and the first charge move will be the most hurtful because you haven't debuffed it yet. So I tend to usually shield that first one. It helps win the matchup. So I'll shield and then just go straight Icy Wind. I won't shield after the first Icy Wind because the Hydro Cannons won't do enough damage to take you out. So that's the strategy that I have. So I love actually leading against Swampert because I have a set strategy for it. It's just shield the first one and then go straight Icy Winds. So now they switched into Registeel, and I'm going to debuff it first. Actually, no, we beat the Swampert. I'm going to debuff the Registeel, and then I'm going to let it go down because there's no point in saving it. I already kind of won the lead matchup anyways, and I have Swampert, so I'm going to anticipate them to switch, but they don't switch, and so I put the shield or the switch tray back down, and we do get hit with the Focus Blast, but it was a debuffed one, so I knew I could tank that okay, and I'm going to go for Hydro Cannon here, just because I want to kind of control my energy more. I don't want to overkill. I want to make sure I can get rid of it with a little bit of farming at the end. So, but I let him get to a Focus Blast, so I do have to shield that one, but that's fine. And then he comes in with Venusaur, so I'm like, I need to get out quick because it's just going to farm me, and none of my charge moves are going to do anything to it. So I switched to Cresselia, and obviously going to go Moonblast because the grass move is, I believe, resisted. Yeah, so pretty straightforward here. I'm hoping not to faint from these Frenzy Plants. They do nice chunks of damage, and it only takes 6 Vine Whips to get to them. And I believe on the third one it might take only 5. So yeah, so it's definitely a race to the charge moves, but we do get hit with the Frenzy Plant here. But because I had built some energy on my Swampert, I have enough for an Earthquake. So this should knock it out, and we just barely knock it out, and then we feint the Registeel with a quick move. So that was a super, man, stressful battle right off the bat. That was crazy. So I knew that Venusaur needed to be Earthquaked, otherwise I lost. But okay, next game we have Gyarados. This is another lead that I like. I usually will shield the first one again. I'm not sure if I need to, but if you're going to shield, you might as well shield the first one, because then you're going to debuff it and then not shield anyways. So I like to just shield the first one. And then they switch, so they give me switch advantage, and this is like still not a bad matchup because I forgot that Articuno resists both of its moves. I knew it resisted Drill Run, but I forgot it resisted Mega Horn. So yeah, you could have totally just stayed in there, but I decided to keep it. I farmed up a little bit, and then I decided to swap out after I debuffed it. So yeah, so we go with a Hydro Cannon here. It does big chunk damage. Escavalier is not very tanky, and so Swampert is a pretty good counter for it just for that reason. But we do go down there because I let that Mega Horn go through. But I can farm this up. This should not, because it's debuffed, I should be able to tank as long as it's not Mega Horn. I should be able to tank it no problem. And yeah, so now we have a bunch of energy. We're just going to go Icy Wind. Ancient Power really is not good against this team, unless Togekiss came in, but even Icy Wind's good against that too, so I would probably just go Icy Wind. So Togekiss, and now I'm just going to go for Moonblast. We have a shield. This should be a pretty straightforward win from here. In fact, I'm not going to even shield this next one because it doesn't do a lot of damage, so there's really no point in shielding it right now. So yeah, very, very little damage. I think I got the buff, or maybe it was a different set. Different set, I got one that got the buff on me, and it was so bad. We definitely lost because of that. But okay, yeah, so now back in, we're going with the Grass Knot because it's just enough to do damage, and yeah. Pretty straightforward win there, so that was good. Giving up the switch advantage definitely helped us win that match, plus they didn't really have any strong counters to our team. So yeah, that was awesome. Alright, third game. Grand Bull. Another lead that I like, because I can just go straight Icy Wind, and we'll definitely beat it to the charge move. However, they pull a nice swap, but they swap into Giratina, which was not really any better, to be honest. So they take the big hit with Icy Wind, so I was totally fine with that. And they go Ancient Power, and I was surprised that I even shielded that. That was a good shield. I was surprised they had Ancient Power. Maybe that was why they switched into Giratina. So maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. Why would you switch into Giratina? Like, maybe you have Ancient Power? So then I shielded, and it ended up being a good shield. And so now I'm just going to go for the farm down. Hopefully I can get it. This should not be Ancient Power because that charged way too quickly. Yeah, that was Dragon Claw. So Dragon Claw charges a little bit faster. So yeah, that was a risky farm down, but we did get it, pull it off there. We're going to get Icy Winds. I'm just going to unload all my energy on this Poliwrath. And then I don't care because my Cresselia can totally handle Poliwrath. And then they switch out again. So now I'm like, okay, I can really go with anything here because Swampert will definitely beat it to the charge moves. And no matter what this is, it won't KO. So I'm just going to go with Hydro Cannon. And yeah, and also Poliwrath hurts us more with Swampert, so I decided to use Swampert against Granbull so that I didn't have to face those dynamic punches. And then Ice Punch does nothing. This is going to be a straightforward win, and they quit. So, alright, so we're 3-0 in the set so far, and then this next set is where we lead into a mirror match. This very rarely happens with Articuno. I have not run into an Articuno lead in a long time, but I think it happened once or twice, but yeah. And what surprised me about this one was that they shielded the first attack. I was really not expecting that. They shielded that, which totally, man, it totally threw off my game because I was hoping that they were expecting an Icy Wind and they wouldn't shield. But they shielded, so that was bad. So now they debuffed us. I didn't shield that one. Probably should have because, I don't know. This is not looking great for us. So they go Icy Wind again, and none of my moves are going to do much damage at all. And if I switch out, it's just going to be equally bad. So I go with Ancient Power, hoping to land it, and we do land it, but we don't KO because we're debuffed. And so, we just miss winning switch advantage. But had I shielded there, I think they would have shielded anyways to match my shield. So I don't know if anything I could have done at that point. Okay, so here I'm hoping to go Grass Knot, but then they switch out. So now I'm just hoping to land a Moonblast and hopefully get the debuff. And we do not get it, so that was really bad. So we're gonna shield this Dark Pulse. Definitely want to shield that. And then I'm hoping to get a debuff this time around. And we don't get it, so that sucks. So this is not looking good for us. It's going to be close. This one's, I feel like it's going to be really close. So we take the hit with the Dark Pulse. And then I decided to switch in because I wanted to keep it alive for the Swampert so I can go with the Grass Knot. But then they switch into Swampert, of course. And we're going to go head to head here. And I have no shields left, so whatever it throws at me is going to hurt. Hydro Cannon does a big chunk. I'm hoping to get to an Earthquake. And I think I can tank this. Maybe just barely, yeah. But I decided to go... I probably should have gone for... Maybe I did Hydro Cannon because I wanted to leave it with some health to farm. I'm thinking that because I could have gotten to the Earthquake. But yeah, so I decided to farm it a little bit, and we CMP tie. So that was so close. We tried our best, and we just lost barely. And so yeah, so now we're 3-1. That was a tough blow for us. Okay, so now we go against Scissor, and this should be another fairly easy matchup unless they have Iron Head. And I wasn't sure at the time, so I actually shield. But it ended up being a bad shield because it just went Night Slash. And so I go for the Icy Wind, and at this point, Iron Head will still hurt, but it won't KO, I don't believe, so I decide not to shield. And it ends up being Night Slash again, so I'm wondering if this Pokemon only has Night Slash or if it has maybe X-Scissor instead, or something like that. I forget what other moves, if it has other moves besides that, but anyways, I just go for the debuffs, and then I'm just gonna keep not shielding, because those Night Slashes don't do anything. And I forget if I got the attack buff, I can't see, it's kind of blurry. But anyways, we are just gonna farm this. Yeah. And then they switch, which I thought was curious, like why not just let it go down? Maybe they're gonna save it for a shield at the end, like a sack swap type of thing. But yeah, it was very interesting to give me switch advantage after I was already gonna win it anyways. But yeah, so they go with Obstagoon. Been seeing more of these lately, but not as much as Escavalier. Escavalier is definitely still a better fighter, I think, than this one, just because Night Slash isn't that powerful of a move. Mega Horn does way more damage. So yeah, I would recommend Escavalier if you have one. I don't have one for Ultra League, I'm trying to get one. But yeah, just gonna go Hydro Cannon. I wanted to farm this one, but I knew I have to take another Night Slash. I go for the farm down anyways, and we just get it. That was very, very risky, because a Night Slash would have almost KO'd us if we were waiting if we like took too long to get to that farm down. But then I throw a Hydro Cannon at I knew they were going to put Scissor in anyways to absorb that damage, but I had another one ready to go. And so here I'm looking good. I have all 3 Pokemon still. I can use Articuno as a sack swap if I need to, but I mean, this Cresselia is so low that this is pretty much a wrap from here. But watch, I do something kind of cheeky at the end. I won't say, I'll just show it to you. Oh, oh man, I legitimately felt bad for that, because it was totally not necessary, but I just wanted to, you gotta keep your sack swap skills sharp. That was a very tongue-twisty type of sentence, but yeah, I wanted to, practice. I knew I was gonna win this match anyways, so I was like, okay, let me see if I can sack swap, see if I can pull it off, and I did. Totally not needed, but it was funny anyways. And the time runs out, but we ended up winning that one. So yeah, a little cheeky win at the end there, but we are totally cool with that. And that was actually my 600th win. I did not even realize that until watching the tape back. But yeah, we go 4-1, super close. We could have almost gone 5-0. It was very, very close. But yeah, hope you liked that video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And I have already a video prepared for tomorrow. It's same team, I just switch up my lead again because I ran into a million Registeel leads for some reason. And so I switched my lead. And yeah, so stay tuned for that one. I hope you guys have some good luck in your sets, and we'll see you in the next one.